are you, man?
Yeah, I'm good, mate. How are you?
I'm very well, thanks. How is the lockdown life for you? Oh,
Um,
God,
so far, loving it.
you
To be
enjoy
honest
it?
with you, I mean, apart from no jiu-jitsu, um, loads more time at home, loads more time with Oscar, the boy.
That's it,
Um,
man.
Not spending much money, so and just doing loads of work on the house. To be honest, little bits of DIY and stuff like that. How
Are
are
you
you? How
good
are
at
you finding
are you good
lockdown?
at DIY?
I'm all right. Not the best. I try though.
Because some of the guys at the Nova Força, they all like they do that for trading, isn't it? They're like plumbers,
Yeah. No, I'm not
electricians,
that
and
good.
builders, carpenters. So it's just like a top team there.
That's one of the good things about Nova Force sort of thing is like you can, if you need something doing, then you can definitely get it done through someone at Nova on the cheap, hopefully.
Hopefully, yeah, that's it. No,
Especially
they
if
all
you're
good.
Rick. Rick gets everything done. I always take the piss out of Rick because everywhere he goes and everything on his house, he gets like a crazy deal on it. I remember when he showed me around his house and he was like, I was saying that I was like, um, you always get a deal on everything. You had Freddie come in and do the electrics. You have Justin come and do the plumbing, blah, 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 blah. He showed me his kitchen. He's like, Sam, guess what? Someone gave this kitchen to me for free. They gave you the worktops for free. Yeah, Brazilian Gypsy. Is that Rick?
Brazilian Gypsy.
Vegano.
That's it, man. And then they build the jacuzzi and his garden and everything. It's just
It's ridiculous. We used to get it. Who is it? Me and Jake and Nora and them used to say as well. I remember when we used to be in Energy Gym. I mean, it happens all the time wherever you are in Epsom. But we were joking about it when we went to the pub, the Marquee of Grandy or whatever it's called, and we were joking about it, Hank's guys were there, and about 30 or 40 of us went into this pub. Like 30 or 40 guys sit down and they come over just to Rick with a free coffee. We were like, what? It's ridiculous.
He's building a cinema room now. Look, that's
He'll get
it,
it for free. Someone will pay him to put it in. It's ridiculous.
man.
How are
Amazing,
you? How are you
man.
finding lockdown?
Oh, it's okay. Yeah, I cannot complain. It's a good time, and the weather's been great, and it's been good. Yeah, part of the jiu-jitsu that I think if it would we had the jiu-jitsu, we could have lockdown for whatever, isn't it? Would be like would be dream come true, like holidays, jiu-jitsu at home with the kids, doing whatever you
Yeah.
want.
Some people are still training though. Like obviously Rick and Ramon, I see them training at the gym on Instagram. But
That's it.
Richard Rainsford's been training with his wife, hasn't he?
That's it. Richard has been training with Camila, and then Mark's been training with his wife as well. And then
Yeah.
Jess and Todd, I don't know, they're here. I don't know. They have to give us a thumbs up and let us know if they're training or not. But they were doing some training at the beginning, Jess and Todd. Who else?
Everyone's catching up.
And then there's some guys that they're doing with dummy as well, but I just couldn't do it yet, the dummy thing. I think it's a needs a lot of imagination, and you need to think for two. You have to think for the dummy and for yourself. So my knowledge is very restrict already for myself, so I wouldn't be able to get the dummy to do anything.
Yeah, I'm not really sure what you can do with the dummy, to be honest. And we're just talking about jiu-jitsu, guys.
No, and we what's happened? Tan, we have a group on the WhatsApp, and then Tan joined us lately, and he said that he gonna get some challenge from the MMA base from the websites that
Oh, yeah.
Nova Força. So hopefully we're gonna bring some ideas with the dummy. Tam is there. Like, he went to the group and then he just motivate everybody. Come on, let's guys. I did burpees and
Yeah.
everything. So Dan is like a machine.
Yeah, I've
He's
been there
really
a couple of times. I like it as an idea, to be honest with you. That ultimate MMA base is like a more of a structure to what you're learning, because I'm really forgetful. So Rick will show something like for 2 or 3 weeks, and then when he says, right, who remembers what we did last Tuesday? All of a sudden I'm like, oh, I can't remember anything. All I remember is like my 1 or 2 or 3 moves that I ever use, and I don't remember anything else.
And when did you
Yeah,
start in
learning
Nova
online
Força,
or
sir?
something like that would be good. That's why like your videos, I think, are good.
Yeah.
When you put the videos in after training, it's like a little catalog for us to go and use and refer to.
That's it. This is why I do the videos. Sometimes I even don't check all of them, but then just by doing them and writing the caption and then just like looking at them, so just helps me to memorize a little bit more. But
When do you
it's
do it? I never see you do it. Do you do it when we're showering?
yeah, I do last think, so I just do the last think. Usually me and Tubes and Jarvis and then who else? Ama is always there. Then Grant's always there as well. So I always get some of the guys that stay behind to do it. So just a way to get some extra. Try to glue it on my head. So it's just well,
Yeah,
it's tricky. It's tricky. When did you start in Nova Força, Sam? When was how was your beginning at Nova Força? When?
I started. I can never remember how many years I've been there, but I've been there for 3 months less than Jake. That's all I remember is I started after Jake, 3 months, and because he was like, I think he was like 15 or 16, so I used to just smash him every day. And now it's impossible. But I started doing the Thai boxing first with Theo, and then he said, come down. This is when we were in Energy. No, I think it was Energy, and then the jiu-jitsu was at the Scout Hut. So yeah, I used to do 2 nights a week in Thai boxing, and then 3 days for jiu-jitsu. And then they moved it. They moved it a couple of times to other gyms. I think probably about, it must be like 7 or 8 years, maybe more. I don't know.
Oh man, so you are a black belt then? It's just wasn't just my impression, because first time I went to the. Did you hear me saying yesterday?
Yeah,
First
you
time
said I
I went.
smashed you. Why? That's a
Yeah,
lie.
first time I went to because I used to do just the gi lessons, and I was like a bit, oh, I'm not gonna do the no gi. The guys MMA, they're gonna smash me. And then I started to do the Wednesday, so it was very good. But then one day I said I'm gonna go on the Thursday evening, so I got the Wednesday is just like maybe 6, 7 guys, and then the Thursday was like wow, pack it. And then on the changing room, we were changing, and I thought, oh, maybe he's Brazilian. I just like we were changing at the same time, and I said, oh, he looks a bit like Brazilian. And then we were training, and nobody had it, so we were like doing the techniques. And then when the sparring came, I just sparred with you. I said, oh my goodness, the guys. We quickly chatted the changing room, and I was like, oh yeah, I think this guy, because you never know, like there's so many black belts there, and people like I said, I think this guy's a black belt, and then he just like smash me.
That's not true. But to be honest with you, like, well, you're right. When when it's no-gi and there's someone new, like especially when there's no-gi and there's someone new, you don't know how good they are or whatever, and it's a bit like everyone's got their eyes on them. But when someone comes from another club, even maybe even more actually, when they're at like the same belt as you, or even like one up or one down or whatever, there's like a bit of pressure almost. And like everyone's looking at, like, I remember recently there was is his name Tim, the brown belt? Is his name Tim? There's a brown belt, and
Yeah, from Australia, I think.
Something like, and yeah, and when he came, I remember everyone, like the purple belts and brown belts, when after Jake goes in and whatever, I'm like, oh, how do you get on with him? How do you get on with him? Because I think it's like a bit like of your ego. Obviously, you don't want to lose to like, but also you don't want like I'm purple belt, right? So I don't want another purple belt from another club to come and smash the purple belts at Nova Força and make our club look rubbish or whatever. So you always, when there's a new person, you always got your eyes on them. You think like, yeah, I'm gonna, like, first roll, I'm gonna go up to him. Try and smash him.
That's it. That's the way I
Everyone will say
felt.
they're friendly and they try and flow with them, but they don't. They always try and smash them, you know.
There's always a pressure because then if you give an inch and then the guy, because sometimes the guy 1 minute and then you give an inch and then the guy can submit you. So the pressure is on all the time. You're never gonna let it go.
Competition.
If you don't know the game of the guy, isn't it? If you let it go a little bit, the guy can choke you and take you back. So then I
Yeah.
felt it. I was with you and we shook hands, and then suddenly you just like, I was like, oh my days!
I probably thought you were a threat.
And then I think after 2 or 3 taps, you just felt like, oh, okay, that's all right. So we can go normal now.
Sorry, man. I got it out. I felt like my ego was intact. How was it for you then, coming to Nova Força? Like, where were you training before?
I used to train. I trained a little bit in Brazil, but like stop and starting. But then when I came here, I started to train at Gracie Barra. So I did a couple of years at Gracie Barra. Then as soon as I got my blue belt, I stopped. Like I had the kids, and then I moved to Sutton, and then I just like I tried to go a couple of times, but it was all the way to London Bridge. So I was like very difficult to go and train. So I ended up giving up. So I said put it on hold. But then I took my kids to do jiu-jitsu there with Ricardo, and then they start to do it. But then after they start, it was a bit of a hustle to get them every Saturday. Oh, I don't want to go, Daddy. I don't want to go. So then my oldest one said, Daddy, if you insist so much for us to do jiu-jitsu, why don't you do jiu-jitsu yourself? So I said, oh, okay, Rita, can you just change the direct debit there? let me do it then. So it was good. So I started again. But then it was like being a white belt again, because I knew the names of the positions. My body couldn't do them anymore. So I had to, even like rolling and everything. So I remember the beginning was challenging, but then still challenging. But it's like if you stop for, like I stopped for 8 years, when you come back, it's just like, it's tricky.
Yeah,
so consistency is the key.
Even when you don't go for a short time, like I don't know what it's going to be like when we get back from this, but usually, because I've had probably, because I'm not the most consistent. For at the start, I was really consistent. Now I'm a bit like, you know, I've got other job and whatever, family stuff to do. But sometimes I have like a month even where I don't go, or longer. And what, like, you definitely get worse the longer you've been off. Like, you slowly get worse and worse and worse. Like, you forget your game and blah, blah. But then everyone else gets better. So like the people around you that you were like smashing, or that you were like having really good rolls with, you disappear for a month or 2 months, you come back and they're way better than you. And like, you know, there's certain people in the gym that are just getting better really, really quick, and you really notice how much better they're getting.
That's it.
When you have like a month or 2 months off. But you know, like Dennis and people like that. You come back and he's like smashing people all of a sudden, a little ninja.
Yeah, because you can see like some people, like especially like Dennis, like the youngster, they really go into the peak. Like Ramon, like they getting good on the technique, but they also getting stronger. They just improving like overall, and they have all the time of the world to train. So it's all on their advantage. And then for us, like having kids, and then things just get a bit like we just it's on the slope. So we have to fight to be like us, to be on the top, on the 50s, we have to be on the top.
I think it's like for sure a time thing, but also an age thing. Because I didn't start until I was like 24, I think, or 23 or 24, something like that. And like I feel like I'd already learned, or like to be honest, when I first started, like I thought I was going to be amazing at jiu-jitsu. I thought, because everything else I'd done, like I played like football as a kid, obviously like tennis and squash, and I was always good, like hand-eye coordination, and you know, like generally sporty, or I could work out what you're supposed to do, work out the movements, and be like relatively good. I was never like the really crap person. So like, and I'd watch like UFC and The Ultimate Fighter and seen like BJ Penn, he got his black belt in like 3 years or whatever. So I thought like, oh man, it'll like, you know, I'll smash this and da 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 da. Not like a BJ Penn, but I thought I would get through the belts really quick and it'd be really easy. And when I got there, it was like so different to how I imagined it in my head. I was so bad compared to how good I thought I was going to be, because all of the movements seemed like completely different to anything I'd done, like to any, like switching your hips and like, like the way you roll over your neck or your shoulder or whatever, and like the takedown drills and things like that. None of those movements you get in football or anything outside of martial arts, really. So I struggled a lot, but I think that's why the kids probably pick it up quicker, because they haven't already like learned all of the movements or whatever. They're still in the process of learning and putting things together. So like Ramon, who just grew up always doing it, for him, like when you look at him move now, he's so quick, and he's like, his movements are so clean. It's just really impressive. But you see like new guys join and they try and do any of the movements, and you can see them like they have no idea what's going on. I just think back like, oh man, I'm so glad that I'm not still stuck there.
It is, yeah. And it like when someone just start, for them, it's nothing makes sense, isn't it? It's like it's just a bunch of things thrown in a bucket. They don't. And then once you start to learn, and then you see, and then every movement has a reason. But at the beginning, you just think like the guy just did it and then it happened. But actually, it's like for example, Ramon, he's very fast, but everything he does, there's a purpose. So he's going fast to the right direction. So sometimes you just go fast, really, but you don't go anywhere. So that's
yeah, that's another thing. When you first start, you spend so much energy just like doing nothing. Sometimes like new people, when they, like when you get a mount or a dominant position on like someone who is their first 6 months or whatever, and you can feel them really tense, and they're trying to like, and you're thinking like, you're not going anywhere, man. You're really just wasting your energy. I don't know why you're doing anything, to be honest with you, or like whatever you're doing. Obviously, there's stuff you can do, but they just like really tense up and whatever. They just waste so much energy. Whereas, people like Ramon and that, they're really efficient with what they're doing. There's always a purpose, and he's just like explosive, man.
That's it, yeah. So, man, tell a little bit more about the striking. So you used to do kickboxing, you said, or Muay Thai.
Muay Thai with Theo. And I did that, I think, for probably 4 or 5 years. So I started just doing that, and then I think it was maybe like 6 months or something into just doing that, Theo said, come along to the jiu-jitsu. And then for a while I did both, and like, it was good because I wasn't really I was working, but I didn't have a girlfriend, didn't have a family. All I would do is just like work and then train, basically. Believe it or not, I used to take it quite seriously. And I used to be in shape. And I used to love both, but when like time became an issue, jiu-jitsu, I don't know. I don't know what it is that I like more about it. I don't know, man. Like, I had an older brother. Like, do you have an older brother?
I have. I had an older brother. Yeah, but
yeah. So, like, when you grew up with him, were you like wrestling and fighting with him all the time?
Oh, he was a lot older than me, so he used to think like, oh, Andrea, just do your own thing. Don't play with it. He was like, I was like, maybe it was about 6-7 years difference. So he was in another level. Like I was just like.
But I mean, boys anyway, like at school or whatever, you always want to wrestle, and we used to watch like WWF and the sleeper hold and think like, is it real? Can you really put someone to sleep? You watch it now, whatever they were doing was like not a good technique. But anyway, I think there's something in boys that like striking. I think, I don't know. It's just it's not as fun for me, striking. It's fun, like it is fun, but it's not as fun as jiu-jitsu. Jiu-jitsu is like, I don't know, man. I don't know what's so exciting about it, but when you get to jiu-jitsu and you do the warm up and then you do the drill and you just think, man, I just want to like get hold of I just want to start sparring. You want to get that. The feeling. The feeling of when you get hold of like a good collar choke or like a dart or a rear. And you've got it. And you don't even have to put like half pressure on when the technique's good and there's no chance they're going to get out, but they're trying to resist a bit and they don't. Like that feeling's just like, oh man, it's so good.
Yeah,
So yeah, I dropped striking just purely because of like time. I did used to like Thai boxing. I do always think I would like to get back into it for it's a different fitness to jiu-jitsu. I think like Thai boxing's different. We did judo for a bit as well, actually. Judo with Roberto, who used to come. He was amazing at judo and at jiu-jitsu actually. And like, again, that's completely different. Well, not completely, but I think it's different fitness. Like wrestling, you know, wrestling is so exhausting when we do takedowns and stuff because it's like nothing, and then like 100% exploding, trying to get them
and then
down.
try to
Whereas,
push someone, try to be standing up as well against someone pushing you to the floor. That is,
yeah, like it sounds easy, but when you're doing it, it's like it's so exhausting. But yeah, I don't know, jiu-jitsu. I don't know, man. I mean, you know, I don't know if you can put it into words. What's so like
yeah. I
fun
think
about it? But
there's a reason why it's submission, isn't it? Because you kind of you're above, and then the other person is like submitting the other person. Like they're just like, come on, guy, you have the control, so you're gonna submit them. The submission, so it will be like under you're another level, and then the other person is just like, that's it. You show your power. It's quite when you submit someone, it's a powerful thing, isn't it?
yeah,
It's like a
also, like, I think it seems like there's more to learn. That might be wrong, but like jiu-jitsu compared to Thai boxing, I'm sure you can still keep getting better at Thai boxing for 50 years or whatever. But in Thai box, I don't know how many kicks there are, but where, you know, the main kick is like the roundhouse kick that everyone uses, and then there's like a few punches and a few ways to elbow and knee and clinch. I suppose that clinch is quite interesting and things like that. But like maybe you could name like 50 moves or something like that, or 100 even. In jiu-jitsu, it's like, you know, 500,
endless.
1,000.
Yeah.
Like exactly, it's endless, and the transitions between them are endless, and like, and then Keenan or whoever comes out with this another new guard, whatever, squid guard,
Yeah.
crustacean guard or something, and then he just everything completely changes again, or like, you know, everyone goes and moves on to leg locks. So it's nice to have something that like you can always work at, and you never like you could go on YouTube now and to find 10 moves that you've never seen before in your life, and maybe
That's
one of
it.
them would be something that fits into your game. So it's just like a weird pull there, I think, that gets you into it.
Yeah. And what about MMA, Sam? Have you ever thought about doing an MMA with the striking in the
I've done
jiu-jitsu?
a few of the classes, but to be honest, like there was like when I was doing Thai boxing, there were a lot of people doing MMA in Nova Forza. There was a good crowd. There was like Gregor was there, and Big Steve, and like Tim obviously, and there were like a few others like Kadas that used to come, and I wasn't into it then because I was literally just doing Thai boxing, and then when I started doing jiu-jitsu, I mean, it was probably going for a while longer, but there was like, say, 10 or 15, like Nathaniel that was there, and Billy and Banny, I guess, later. But like now, I don't know if the class is really that big. And also Justin runs it now, doesn't he?
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
so. I don't know. I don't do the MMA class.
Yeah, I don't know. Like maybe I would probably do it if I knew the crowd there. To be honest, like the thing is, I do like jiu-jitsu, but like if the people from Nova Forza Jiu-Jitsu started a football team, I would probably just join and like abandon jiu-jitsu. I would probably abandon jiu-jitsu as well and join the football team because I just like, you know, training. It's like a nice group of people that yeah, that was part of the reason as well, probably, that I moved over from jiu-jitsu to Thai boxing to jiu-jitsu. Is like the main people, if you like, were doing jiu-jitsu, and like, and there used to be more crossover, to be honest with you, but now it's like the classes are quite separate, or more so than before. So it's just kind of the people you know. I mean, also even like the day class, it seems like there's different people to the night class, right? Like
It
I'll
is,
think of
yeah.
someone new. I'll be giving someone the
So many
new,
people.
the new guy stare, like I'm gonna get that, and I'll be like, who's that? And they'll
Yeah,
be like,
so
oh,
this
it's
is
so and
what
so. He
happened with
always
me
comes to the
because
day class.
this is why I was going just to the day class, and then when I went to the Thursday evening class, it just like was completely different crowd, and was of course was some people that they were doing the gi, and then but there's a lot of different people like in the different classes in it. As soon as people start to do, because usually work wise, and so one slot fits best to other
Yeah.
people. So
Would you prefer gi or no gi?
you know, I never did much no gi before doing Nova Force. I was always doing gi. But then since I start to do the no-gi, I enjoy it quite a lot. So the Wednesday, as I said, I always say like the Wednesday lunchtime class, they are so cool, man. They're like very good because it's like the Thursday evening, but like there's less people, and then it's just like can go more through the positions, and then you spar a lot. So it's I really recommend. I never get tired to recommend the Wednesday lunchtime because that one is like a. And then Rick is
What
there,
is it?
like, and some of the MMA fighters, they always coming to that class. So then Rick always give like some, oh yeah, because if it's MMA, you do like this, and then the guys are very sleek and very fast. So it's a good class. I get beat up all the time there, but then at least I feel like a good class. So then this is why I thought, oh, maybe I should go to the Thursday evening and try it out. So then I got there, then I face you first spar, and they're like, whoa, my goodness,
Was it?
this guy is so spicy. Oh, man.
Yeah, I
Oh,
can never go to the day classes because I work. You know, I work every day in Monday to Friday in the city or in London, so it's impossible for me to make it. I always feel like, and I think that's probably true for everyone. Like a lot of people either go day
in
or
the
night,
evening.
and it's like,
Yeah.
yeah, like I say, people that I've never seen before, and everyone's like, you don't know Steve. I see Steve all the time. I haven't seen him for 10 years.
There's a lot of people, yeah. I mean, that's the good thing as well, because then you can get different sparring as well. Like if you go change the time, maybe on holidays or something, you just go change and then you spar different people. So it's quite
Yeah, I
good.
used to
Yeah.
do there's I think it was the first class that Rick taught actually at LSE in what's it, Holborn in central London. It was on Monday and Wednesday. I think now it's on Tuesday and Wednesday. But for me, I could go after work, and it started at 6, so I could leave work early, try and get there, and it would finish at 8. And do you know Edge?
Yeah, he's coming next week. He's gonna be with us on Tuesday. He's gonna be doing the live with us, Edge. Yeah.
Oh yeah, man, that would be good. Edge is a beast. But yeah, so he teaches a class at LSE, and like the class there again, obviously is completely different. Like I think there was a purple belt there called Jared. I think there's a guy called Nick. I think he's got his blue belt now. But the rest of them mostly white belts and um, like really new. Some of them are quite fit, quite strong, but even that, as you know, like you can get a good role with pretty much anyone. Like if they've been doing it for like at least say 6 months or a year, you can still get a pretty good role with them. And it's interesting to spar with different people, I think.
And who is
Um,
your best sparring? The person that you feel that always being the best training partner there at Nova Força?
um, I don't know. Like it used to be me and Jake. I swear, like ages ago, you wouldn't even believe it. Like that's how quickly he got better. Like me and him we used to always spar. This is I haven't had a competitive role with Jake for a long time. Um, like Rich Stevens for a bit, but now Rich Stevens just got so good as maybe it's me just getting like this not progressing quick enough. Like Rich Stevens for a bit. Nor I used to have good spars with. Um, Even now, sometimes with Rich, I get a good spar if I just go mental for a little bit, yeah, and then he just like kind of waits until I'm tired, and then he just like wraps me up with worm guard and that, destroys me. Um, yeah, when Ben Kurd came back, I always like sparring with Ben. He like I don't know, he just moves a bit differently, I suppose. I don't know. He doesn't spar like everyone else, which I quite like. Rich Reigns for like some of the other brown belts. I think Rich and the Jimmies and that. I have good spars with them. Yeah, everyone else just smashes me.
Yeah. Man, and let's do the public question, because the other day I forgot to ask someone about the public question, and they sent me, "Oh, Andrea, come on, you forgot to ask
Hey,
the public question." So it's
was
like
your Instagram broken earlier? Because on the poll, people were saying that I'm not intelligent or something.
I don't know.
You
I didn't check the results, to be honest. I
you
said,
have
no,
the
no.
name. Who was it? Who said no? He's not intelligent.
I don't know. I cannot see the names.
Right.
I can say that Elon was the one that said that you're very intelligent, because he was the one that put his name down there.
I love Eli, man. He's another person. He smashes me, man. He's so strong. Like, but also his jiu-jitsu, he seems like a bit. I don't know. He does different things to most people. You know, like he does like strange moves that you're not used to. Like, and he will tap you with weird like neck cranks and things that you just like you don't even see it coming. You know, if there's a move that someone does to you that you don't know yourself, I think it's really hard to defend. So I like sparring with Ilan as well, but he smashes me, man. He's strong.
Yeah,
He's so strong.
His proper smash. He's like from the top, just smashing like it, and he does like
It feels
police
like
officer pass and something like that. When he hold your arms and then he does the pass, like a police officer pass.
yeah.
He calls
He does some
it.
weird passes, doesn't he? But like, yeah, he seems like strong all over as well. You know, like he's like I
He's
don't know what it is. Maybe it's that training.
Christmas tree secret. He said is the Christmas tree, because his family business is they plant Christmas trees.
Yeah.
So that's the secret. He said the smell of the Christmas tree made him strong and carrying the Christmas tree. So maybe we should think about it. Some workout
Yeah,
related
and
with
especially
Christmas
he's
tree.
got some special apples as well that I think are helping.
Man, so then the public question,
Yeah,
the fight in the pub, you have to pick up 3 Nova Força guys to help you. Cannot be Rick, Justin, or Baker.
I wouldn't pick them anyway. I would pick, okay, the person that everyone knows, that the only person with like a track record for smashing people in public is Kevin. Do you know Kevin?
No,
Kevin
not
was
from.
like, well, he hasn't trained for a while, I don't think, but he's like this Indian guy who's known. Like when we were in Brazil, he choked out one of our own in the back of the car. Like, and there was a bit of a war. So I'd pick Kevin because he's a psychopath, and probably not Ibra, the other Ibs. You know, Ibs, big Ibs.
Big Ibs.
Yeah, I think he's dangerous.
He's dangerous.
And he was. Yeah, I think he does some good striking. I think he's a pretty high level striker, and he's big as well, isn't he?
But he's calm and collected. I saw him sometimes having some problem. He just keep himself, but this is the dangerous guy that they just like calm and collect. When they explode, they can really do some damage, isn't it, babies?
Yeah. I mean, yeah, I probably wouldn't need a third. I think with them two, yeah, with them two, maybe Ilan. I reckon Ilan can probably go pretty mental as well, because he's pretty chilled and collected. But I reckon he's got, yeah, I reckon he could do some damage. So I picked
that would be a damage.
And we'll take on Baker, Rick, and who was the other one? Jake.
Baker, Rick, and Justin.
And Justin.
Yeah,
well, easy, man. We'd smash them.
Smash them. We have a question here. Let's just check here what's going on. I hope it's appropriated. What age did Sam start getting gray hair?
Someone asked me that yesterday. Oh man, what gray hair?
You've been painting it. He's just making it a silver patch on the side there, like fashion.
Honestly, I was in year 10, so I think you're like 15. And I started, it used to just be a little bit here, but now it's all over. Luckily, it looks really good. So
that's it. And at least you have them. Look, I used to have hair here. I don't know where they went. I wouldn't mind if they were here, but at least they were gray. That's all right.
You can get plugs, man.
Oh man.
You
Man,
and Jake, you and Jake can go get your ball bits done.
let's see, we're going to Turkey. We're gonna do a Turkey.
Yeah, everyone does it in Turkey. $3,000.
That's it. But the thing is, I have a friend in Brazil that they did it. He did the hair implant, and he did because he had like cauliflower ear, so he did the ear plastic surgery as well. So he had to
Yeah,
be about 6 or 9 months without training jiu-jitsu because the hair is like the implant, the little tiny flock. So if you spar, then it's crushed, so you lose all the implants and the ear as well because it was like a. So he had to be about, I think, it was 9 months without jiu-jitsu. So if I knew about the coronavirus, maybe I would do it. I would have done it before.
and what? And then what? When he came back, he just couldn't recognize him. He must have looked like
That's it.
10
Beautiful
times better than
ears,
the boy.
nice fluffy hair.
Yeah, jiu-jitsu is not a good sport for like making you look good at all, man. Like, but you know, people spend a lot of time training indoors, no suntan, beat up
That's
their
it.
ears, you know, scratches on your face,
Scratch
man.
face, black eye.
Not a nice
Oh
sport.
man, awesome! Thank you so much, man. The time went, the
Thank
time
you, brother.
flew. It was amazing, man. It's good to
Was
have
it
a
half
chat
an
with
hour?
you.
Yeah,
Yeah, give
man. It's nice
give
talking
your
to you.
wisdom of advice to Nova Força crowd there, man. They cheer you up on the comments there a lot. So
I would say don't take any advice off me for sure. That's the best advice I could give you. I would say enjoy the rest of lockdown. Make the most of it. Yeah, stay positive,
that's
and we'll
it.
see each other soon.
That's it, man. Thank you so much, man. All the best for you and for your family there.
Obrigado.
Yeah, de nada, man. Us.
Thanks, man. See you soon.
Thank you, Sam. See you soon. Thank you,
Bye.
guys. Have a lovely Sunday. See you on Monday.